welcome everyone and a happy new year. And we thank God that He has given us the chance and the opportunity to be able to interact together, to engage together. And so tonight we felt, or this very day we felt it's important to tackle the 5 costly mistakes to avoid. Which are these mistakes? Of course, it's not just scripted as 5, but from our session, we'll just focus on these 5. And we'll be happy to hear it from you and whether you identify with some of these mistakes and what you are doing different, because it doesn't have to stand in as a roadblock for you to be able to in achieving your dreams. And so I want to start by just a question to ponder to all of us, to answer to all of us. And what are some of these mistakes that I can avoid to progress? Who are my enemies of progress? How can I mitigate the same? And the fact is that we all do mistakes in life. In one way or another, mistakes are inevitable, and we can learn from our mistakes or other people's mistake instead of regretting or blaming others that we found ourselves having done mistakes. So for us to achieve our life goals, we ought to be committed, disciplined, even to avoid some of these mistakes. And so get along with me as we look at one of the key ones. And the number 1 mistake, we are saying we don't want to fly solo 2022. And life is not being a loner. It's a symbiotic relationship we are looking at, because if you fly solo or you stay alone, then even in achieving your ideal purpose, your mandate in this life, it is attached to someone else. It is attached to another person. It could be a teacher. You know that it is because of the students that you'll be able to run your mandate. For you to, I usually look at it like a relay, when this game of relay of running, and you are holding a baton that you're supposed to hand over to someone else, and they run and you all get to win. So it is until I know you are there, Rev John, I know you're there, Julia, that I can be able to do what is it that I'm supposed to do in impacting someone else, that other person, after being impacted, they can be able to achieve their goal. And so it is very, very important to pick up our role. We get to be exposed, and we look to be life builders. So we cannot do this alone, and we cannot really stay. I remember some time last year when we were having one of the sessions, and Reb Jen was taking us through, and she was saying, for us to be able to heal even from mental issues, it does not call for us to lock ourselves. When you go out to social gathering, when you go out celebrating other people, it really brings in some kind of jubilation, and you find that it is because of people that you'll be able to achieve that which you ought to achieve. And so we call to be builders of each other. What is that you know that other people don't know? What is the mandate that God has entrusted you, that you have to fulfill it in the lives of other people? And so that is number 1 thing, that if you feel like you don't need people around, and of course it's not just people, and it is not just about friends, but birds of the same feather. People will challenge you, people will lift you and encourage you to move on to your mandate. So let's not make any mistake of flying solo 2022. We identify ourselves with the people that will add value to us. It is saying, want to be a millionaire, then work with others that are millionaires. And then, of course, when you walk with the wise, you'll also be wise. That is what the good word of God says. So going forward to number 2, we are saying you don't lose the fighting spirit. Now, when you talk of fighting spirit, is that the aspect of never giving up. There are so many things, situations that can lead us to throwing in the towel. It could be you found 2021 being so hard, so harsh for you, and you feel like, this one, I can give up on it very easy. The other week, I was just being told of a young man who decided life has not turned out like I expected. and he decides to take his own life, committing suicide. And you're like, okay, did we have the bigger picture of understanding what is expected of us? That life is not just dependent of me only, and whatever God has bestowed upon me, it is not for myself. That is being selfish. And so you cannot give up when you find challenges, when you find handles in this life, that God can be able to draw some strength out of it. And I love the story of Thomas Edison, the inventor of the bulb. And when he was doing this study and ensuring that the bulb will be, he was so focused, so resilient, until it came to pass that the 1000th time he was able to achieve it. And then now one of the reporters came across him and he asked him, how was it and how did you manage to do it? And his answer was, he has learned 999 ways of how not to do things. And for him, it was like a step at a time. So a failure to him, he would not define it as a failure. He defined it as another step to achieving to his goal. And so I don't know how many times you've tried something and you feel like, I wanted to write this book and I've been disappointed by these 3 people. I wanted to do this song and the person I worked with, they have disappointed me. This close friend of mine that I've trusted, they have come to, disown me, and you feel like you want to throw in the towel. No, we are saying we are fighting this 2022. We are not losing the fighting spirit. We are going to fight stronger, and we are going to believe in ourselves so that we can be able to eat the best of our fruits. Again, moving on, another aspect or another step is what we call emotional baggage, the carry on. When we're getting to the new year and everybody says, yes, it's new year, and we won't forget what happened last year. Of course, there were some things that were bothering us emotionally, and we are like, I've seen many people post that it's a new year crossover with no carryover, and when we are saying we are not carrying over anything that will be able to blighten us, it's about issues to do with forgiveness. I was sharing with a friend of mine about the aspect of forgiveness, because this matters of the heart. It doesn't matter who did what for you. That was 2021. We're in 2022, and we have the space to say, I can be able to forgive this person, and can be able to to let go and have my heart freed of baggage, so that I can be able to engage my mind in great ideas. Also listen what is God saying in my life, so that I can be able to grasp that. It could be anger. It could be bitterness, or gossip or jealousy, pettiness of the like. And then now we want to hide ourselves from the broken, and we want to do the makeup, and we are forgetting that inside of us we are hurting. And we ask ourselves, then how can we forgive ourselves first? Because there are many of us at times we find we are not even able to forgive ourselves. We still want to move on with a lot of baggage, and no wonder we are not able to accommodate the new things, the new year, with the new things that it brings forth. Why? Because of the emotional baggage. And so we are saying 2022, one mistake to avoid is emotional baggage. Look at a way of letting go. Look for a way of even being helped, like Refia being a psychological counselor, she is in a position to walk us this kind of a journey, because she understands what emotional baggage can do. The other day, I was just listening to someone share a testimony of how she had vowed not to forget someone who had hurt her so much, matters relationships. And she realized that thing has started eating on her, ulcers, I don't know what kind of a sickness, until God just intervened in the situation. And the moment she let go, she started blooming, glowing, and realized this baggage of unforgiveness is very crucial. And so this new year, we are saying we want to be the great minds that will be able to discuss ideas because average minds discuss events and small minds discuss people. And so when we forgive, we let go, that kind of a baggage will be off us, and we'll be able to pick this as just a petty issue that we can be able to walk over and move further. Moving on, if you have any question, you can be able to drop it. If you have any contribution or your takeaway, feel free to drop and we will be able to engage further. And the other thing is what we call the postponing, the procrastination, and we are saying the antidote of this is just action. And many times we have found ourselves in classes, we found ourselves reading, adding knowledge to what we ought to do, because we already know the dreams, we already know what it is that we need to do. But now when it gets to the action point, now where the rubber touches the road, we feel, I can do it tomorrow, goal posting, we want to postpone. And we start failing without really understanding. So when it comes again back to December, we are saying, Allah, this thing didn't work as expected. This thing, why? Because we failed from the word go when we stopped doing the planning. We stopped doing the planning and we stopped waiting on changes happening, because without action, definitely there's no change that will happen. I was sharing with someone beginning of the year, and I was telling them that this year, for us to make the difference, then we have to do things in a different way. That makes it the difference, because it is insanity to keep on doing things over and over again the same way, and then we expect results. So you want to be better people, more effort to that which we are doing. We give it a better shot, more energy, and then we can be able to say, I will not postpone going to the hospital for my checkups. If it is health goals that you put aside and you say, I want to start skipping, I want to start jogging, I want to start running. And then now week 1 goes, week 2 goes, week 3 goes. Before long, it is a month. It's 6 months down the line, and there's nothing we have done. So motion is different from action, and we want to start somewhere. So we are saying one mistake, whatever it is, the goals, we've laid them down. One mistake we don't want to do is to keep on postponing and get to action. What is it that you have learned so far? What action have you taken? Because if you say, I will do, your intentions and your wishes can only be turned to actions to see the results. And when you are ready to see the results, you will be happy that you started off somewhere. You start in a small way, you start small, but make progress for the results to happen. And so the action point is up to you to take it. And the one thing I usually love adding into the action so that you don't postpone things is the aspect of accountability partner. The other day I was listening to one of my coaches, and they were saying that accountability is key. It's just like when we have people that are constructing a house, or they are constructing a road, or even when an institution is starting and they have a big billboard that is indicated, we are constructing a house here, this is the owner, these are the people. They even draw the kind of a house that they want to see by the end of the day. And so they've laid it there. And that one, you compare it with an accountability partner. That today I will tell you, Catherine, this is my goals for 2022. So hold me accountable if I will not have done 1, 2, 3 by this period. But when we keep it hiding, when we say we want to surprise people, then it also surprises us that we did try. And so there's a mistake of not giving it a try, a mistake of not giving it a try. So we want to make that kind of a step and give it that try. I believe we are getting something so far. If you are, yes, we can get it on the chat. We'll be happy to know that we are getting something. And then now I am on the fifth one as we move on, as we internalize. And this one, we're saying the self-stagnation. Now, when we talk of self-stagnation, this is more or less like, you know, the comfort zone. And we have prayed, we have trusted, you know, maybe the career you are in, you feel, I have actualized it. And we are forgetting that good is an enemy of better. And this is a slogan I've picked ever since last year, and I love making use or referral of it, that good is an enemy of better. So if today you're good, no, there's still room to make it better. What is that you did better last year? What is that you did good last year? Did you achieve your goals? Then today stretch them so that they can be able to scare you. And then now make a better version of yourself, stretching yourself in the capacity you are, because you have no idea of the capacity you hold. I usually look at this like the stretching of a rubber band. You know, you stretch it, but it has the maximum capacity. So it depends on how you are stretching it, and it will be able to hold the many nodes or whatever it is you are holding, it will be able to accommodate. So the dreams you have and the areas you are you comfortable in your spiritual life? Or what are you doing different? Is it reading of the word? Are you reading it more than you did yesterday? Is it in fellowship? Is it in your career? Do you feel that you've gotten to the scale of it all? What is that you're doing in your finances? Have you been good in investment? Have you been good in saving? You know, the charity aspect. How have you been impacting people, reaching out to others? How different can you do it this year? Much effort, more effort, you know, hang around those who can challenge you better, that one we've mentioned, so that you can be able to say mistakes are stepping stones to learning. So if you felt that, well, umeshafika, like we say here in Kenya, that you don't have any room to improve, then you find yourself in self-stagnation. Looking back each and every year, looking back each and every time, it is the time for you to move on and to say, I want to be better. I want to make more impact. Did you impact one or person? What is that which is bestowed upon you? Is it a talent and you've not been utilizing it, you know? And then understanding that you have an extra one and an extra one, and make use of them because we have the time. And also another mistake is not utilizing the time that you've been given, you know, in a better way. And since we also did the audit study last year, and we asked ourselves, what is that I did not do as expected? So this year you can say, I wanna be able to improve in every aspect of my life. Spending my time, how did I spend my time? Did I add value to people? Did I hang around with people who are adding value to me? The kind of friends, are they quality, you know? So again, just to wrap it up, for those that are joining us, we are saying that it is important to know the people that we need to work with, not to be on our own, not to fly solo, and the people that will be able to impact our lives as we impact them, and understand we are builders and we are not just building ourselves. Just like a tree, we'll be able to rely on so many things aspect, you know, the soil, the water, for the seed to grow to be a big tree. You find that it is comprised of a lot of support system around it. So we need each other. Where we need help, let's raise our hands and get that help, and we move on to be better people. Never giving up. We are saying we're not throwing in the towel this year. We are really up to fight. The resilience aspect and persistence is us, for us to be able to follow through. Emotional baggage, what is it that you're carrying over this year? You're saying if it is unforgiveness, if it is, you know, bitterness, if it is funny kind of hangouts, we are disconnected. That's what light. And as we are light, we are able to pick that which ought to benefit us, and also remove any roadblock from achieving. And then we are not postponing anything again. We want to look for accountability partners and tell them, hold me accountable. This is what I want to achieve this year. And when you have those accountability partners, ensure you are transparent to them and they will help you, and you keep on comparing the notes so that by the end of the day, you become the better you that God expects you to be better. And then the last one is that we are not being stagnant. We are not being in a comfort zone. We will be able to stretch further and achieve that which is expected of us. I wish to post it there. I want to check whether there's a chat. Yes, things to avoid. Thank you, Rev John, Jen, as you have put it across for us. And I want to post there and I hand it over to you for any Q&A and even as you wrap it up for us. Over to you, Rev Jen.